I was seated there and I was waiting to see who was coming up. It sounded like someone very exciting, then I realized it was going to be me. For those of you who may not be so familiar, I'm from Singapore, and Singapore is actually a very small country in Southeast Asia. It's so small that to us, Israel is a large country. We don't have domestic flights in Singapore. We just have one airport. It's also so small that it's quite common for people to have more than one job. I myself have 3 jobs. I'm the head of the Cybersecurity Agency in Singapore. I'm the Deputy Secretary for Technology in the Ministry of Defense, and I've just been appointed to be the Deputy Secretary for Special Projects in the Ministry of Defense, meaning that I will oversee cyber matters in the Ministry of Defense. So talk about a shortage of talent in the cyber arena in Singapore. Well, a very good morning, Boker Tov. I'm delighted to be here to talk about Singapore's experience in managing cybersecurity as we progress in the context of Singapore to a smart nation. This year, Singapore is celebrating its 50th anniversary of our independence. Over these 50 years, we have transformed ourselves from a third world backwater into a high-tech city-state. Singapore's ICT infrastructure is robust and reliable, and we have a very high internet penetration rate of over 80%. Since 2013. It has allowed us to leverage on IT for effective economic and social development. We also topped the 2015 Global Information and Technology Report, GITR, as the leader of global ICT revolution, and we were ranked 3rd in the 2014 UN e-government survey. So Smart Nation is our vision for the future. Smart Nation in Singapore entails using the information technology to its fullest to enable our people to achieve meaningful lives that are filled with exciting opportunities. From a social aspect, the building of a smart nation is a whole-of-nation journey that Singapore will be embarking on. It's not just about technology, but it's also about engaging our citizens to join in the process of improvement through increased collaboration and implementation of new smart ideas. Everyone has a part to play, and in our view, everyone needs to play a part. We need people to step forward, to contribute, and to spark bright ideas. But all this must be done in a safe and secure manner. From the legal privacy policy angle, there will be significant security concerns surrounding the protection of an increasingly large amount of data that comes in the growth of our smart nation, especially data related to personal privacy and national security. So everyone in Singapore sees smart nation as a great opportunity, but from my perspective, it's just another bigger headache. We have to secure this data and also safeguard the rights on how this data is to be shared or used. Policy needs to be in place to ensure that data custodians remain responsible for the usage and distribution of the collected data. We'll also need to regulate the usage of sensors to prevent any misuse that could expose an individual's behavior or actions in real time. We talked about the Internet of Things. Imagine your smart refrigerator telling you to stop buying ice cream because the smart armchair in your living room that you sat in a while ago just took your body fat measurements and broadcast it to the surrounding appliances. Any appliance that is interested in knowing how fat you are. And this may also include your neighbor's refrigerators. Well, at one level, all this has serious privacy implications here. But I think that the more depressing one is that the fact that your trips to the refrigerator will no longer be as pleasurable. As we progress towards a smart nation, we will see more and more online applications with densely interconnected systems. Our databases will become increasingly interconnected, and our cyber risk exposure will inevitably increase. If we do not recognize and manage such risk, it will lead to cyber attacks with consequences that can be detrimental to the nation's well-being, not to mention our ability to indulge in ice cream when we want to. Singapore has seen its share of cyber incidents. In September last year, hackers breached the customer database of a reputable karaoke chain. Karaoke in the US, it's singing with accompanied music. It posted the personal data details of over 300,000 members online. It was a surprising event in Singapore. For me, I was surprised to discover that there were even 300,000 people who patronized the karaoke chain regularly. In the same year, a major telco in Singapore had to suspend an online application due to a potential website breach. One of its customers reported that he could hack into the site and access the personal data of its customers. The online application was temporarily suspended. Fortunately, in this case, the impact was minimal, and the problem was rectified in time. The risk exposure is, however, real, and impact could have been significant. With the proliferation of smart mobile devices, as was mentioned before, cyber attacks are becoming increasingly sophisticated and diverse. Malicious mobile applications can be found in both Google Play and Apple Store. These applications allow hackers to steal private information without the owner's knowledge or gain unauthorized access to devices. And so as we push services to these end devices, we have to be aware that they could be unsecured and easily compromised. So what is Singapore's approach to counter these challenges? Cyberspace is just too vast and challenges for any single entity to have complete visibility or oversight. I found it quite amusing just now when the Qualcomm speaker said that industry can't do it alone. Singapore has a very efficient civil service, and from our perspective, we would like to say that government can't do it alone. Singapore's approach to counter the cybersecurity challenges extends beyond the efforts of the government in what is holistically termed as a whole-of-society approach towards cybersecurity. The government lays the foundation by building the infrastructure and facilitating different parties to contribute and innovate in the area of cybersecurity. For example, we've established the Personal Data Protection Commission, PDPC, to enforce the Personal Data Protection Act. PDPC also provides a suite of resources to help organizations implement data protection policies and practices. This includes guidelines on how to manage the electronic personal data and data breaches. It also provides a legal advice scheme with the Law Society of Singapore and has developed e-learning programs to help organizations understand their obligations under the Personal Data Protection Act. In April this year, as Michael has mentioned, the Cybersecurity Agency, CSA, of Singapore was born. And I have the distinct honor of being appointed as the inaugural head or chief executive of that agency. CSA provides dedicated and centralized oversight of Singapore's national cybersecurity functions and focuses on engagement and partnership to ensure the holistic development of Singapore's cybersecurity landscape. Through the active engagement of both local and global cybersecurity thought leaders, CSA aims to set up a robust and sustainable cybersecurity ecosystem. In October of this year, we'll be organizing GovWare 2015, a conference which provides us with an excellent platform to bring together different cybersecurity experts in government, industry, and academia. So please mark this in your calendars, 2015 in Singapore in October. Academia plays a key role in the development of the research expertise and capabilities in cybersecurity for Singapore. Our National Research Foundation, NRF, has launched the National Cybersecurity R&D program last year. This program focuses on the development of cybersecurity R&D capabilities to meet national strategic security needs. A total of Singapore 130 million, or about US $100 million, will be available over 5 years to fund cybersecurity research in areas such as resilient systems, attack attributions, and threat detection. In our inaugural National Cybersecurity R&D grant call, a total of 7 projects were awarded with a grant totaling 34.5 million Singapore dollars. In March of this year, research at the Singapore University of Technology and Design launched the Secure Water Treatment SWAT testbed. With this testbed, researchers can now conduct experiments to conduct infrastructure design and better assess our effectiveness against cyber and physical attacks. Besides cybersecurity R&D capability development, academia is also crucial in the growth and the strengthening of our cybersecurity workforce. Our institutes of higher learning provide continuous training and skill development through a wide range of cybersecurity training programs designed for individuals at both entry and at professional levels. And industry, of course, is an important contributor to our efforts in countering cybersecurity challenges. It's crucial for us to partner with leading industry players to enhance our cyber capability development and widen our cyber defense mechanisms. For instance, FireEye Asia Pacific Center for Excellence, in collaboration with the Infocom Development Authority of Singapore, provides manpower training programs at the expert level skills in the area of cyber threat intelligence. The collaboration also covers the development of the next generation cybersecurity solutions on its application programs and interface platforms. So in Singapore, we don't see cybersecurity as a drag on innovation. Our aim is to recast and to reframe our mental models and position cybersecurity as an enabler to leverage on technology fully. We see cybersecurity as the crucial enabler which will allow us to confidently progress towards our vision of a smart nation. And we can only strengthen our cybersecurity foundations through continuous efforts in technological development, active engagement with both local and global cybersecurity professionals. In closing, I would like to extend a warm welcome to you, all of you in this room, and your colleagues to GovWare 2015, to be held on the 6th to the 8th of October in Singapore. And we look forward to seeing you in Singapore. Thank you very much.